Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. Yo, what's going on, G-Dot family? You already know, man, it's your boy, G-Dot Teasy, back at it with another video photo grave. It's me and my boy, Pluto. Hey, say hey, Pluto. Go ahead, talk to the people real quick. So, hey, baby. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He a gangster. He look fluffy and cool, but don't mess with him, you know what I'm saying? You mess with him, that's when he get violent. That's when he start, arr, arr, arr. He don't do it when I hold him. When you hold him, he gonna bite. But yeah, that right. But y'all already know what's going on, man. We got another crazy ass video to go ahead and get into. We got somebody from New Orleans talking about they're the new biggest op. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to figure out what's going on since I want to figure out what's going on. I'm watching with y'all. We gonna figure out what's going on. You feel me? So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Also don't forget to follow a nigga on Instagram, GuapBoyGDot, and Twitter, GuapBoyGDot. I'm finna be rolling up during this video so I can have a donkey for my next video. And let's go ahead and get into this video. Why don't we?
It was a horrific mass shooting back in 2018.
Damn, mass shooting, that's crazy.
On a busy stretch of South Claiborne Avenue on a Saturday night. 3 of those victims died. Now, more than 3 years later, New Orleans police announced an arrest in the case.
That's right, 32-year-old Jamal Smith has been named as one of 2 gunmen in that shooting. Records show he has been in custody since 2019 on separate federal charges. Those federal charges include dealing marijuana, being a felon with a firearm, and possession of a firearm while drug trafficking.
Y'all gotta stop, bro.
His rap sheet also shows prior convictions and prison time for earlier gun and drug convictions. Smith has now been named by the NOPD as a perpetrator in one of the most shocking mass shootings to take place in the city in the past decade.
In a previous video I made, I showed how crazy New Orleans is and why it's the murder capital of America.
I already said, bro, if you want me to go to New Orleans, trying to book you from New Orleans, you feel what I'm saying? You better come with that bag together, because that shit's so over with. I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. I'm not riding around New Orleans with these murder town ass niggas. That's all these niggas do out there. They eat and shoot. At least Chicago niggas outside getting money doing some other shit too. These niggas outside just eating and shooting. They don't give a damn about nothing else. Eating, shooting, and LSU football and Saints football. That ain't what's up. That's not what I'm trying to be around. You feel what I'm saying? That shit is scary.
The city is filled with demons that are willing to kill anyone on a moment's notice. The subject of today's video is no different. The subject of today's video went to war with the deadliest crew in New Orleans and survived attempts on his life. He did so much dirt in the streets that various factions around the city wanted him dead. The subject of today's video is so demonic and reckless that he allegedly shot into a large crowd of people, not caring who was in the way, just to take down one of his ops. The subject of today's video is none other than Jamal Smith, aka Maul, and today we're going to be telling his story. But before we get into the video, please be sure to like and subscribe.
For sure, don't forget to do that on my channel and his channel, you feel me?
Jamal Smith, also known by his rapper name Ink Sicko, but most known by his nickname Maul, grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana. He was from the Calliope Projects. This housing project gained notoriety throughout the city for its extremely high crime rate. The project was built between 1939 and 1941. During the Calliope's early days, it was considered a means for working class families to live comfortably while saving up the funds to purchase their own homes. Since the early...
See, ain't it crazy? That's how most of the ghettos start out. It's trying to start out as affordable affordable housing, you feel what I'm saying? Then unfortunately just dive deeper and deeper into poverty and gang shit because it just be... See, here's the thing. It be low-income areas that got affordable housing, but there also be food deserts, be liquor stores every corner. They be goddamn horrible food there, like when the food that outside of the food desert, like little stores that is there, little restaurants that is there, horrible food, not enough access to supplies, the things that you need to survive. It's like, it's a lot of issues with living in, like the low income areas and stuff like that. So not always just, when it comes like shit like this, I just blame the government personally, because I know the government did this, and if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have these food deserts, we wouldn't have these low income areas, low resource areas, all this crazy ass shit going on over here. It wouldn't be able to go down like that, and I know that. So, yeah,
In the 1980s, rival drug dealing rings have operated in and around the Calliope area, spawning what the law enforcement community in New Orleans called a seemingly non-stop cycle of retaliatory violence. According to the New Orleans Police Department, the violence escalated in the late 80s, peaking in the early 1990s. After drug kingpin Sam Scully Clay was gunned down in the Calliope in 1987, the drug trade spiraled out of control in a war over the drug trade in that area. From 1993 to 2004, 88 people were killed in the Calliope projects. The Calliope is at war with the deadliest crew in New Orleans called the 39ers. The 39ers are a mix of members of the 3NG gang from 3rd and Galvez and G Strip gang from Galileo Street. Authorities connected members of the 39ers to over 45 murders throughout the city. Eventually, events would transpire that would cause Mal to become their top target.
Omig? RP.
Mal really became a savage following the death of his cousin Omig, real name Omar Brew. On March 15, 2009, Omig was riding in a Lexus with another person on Magnolia Street, approaching South Claiborne, when a man wearing a white t-shirt and a black bandana emerged from the sunroof of an unidentified white car in the right lane. The man pulled out a handgun with an extended clip and began to shoot at the Lexus. The shooting...
You know how crazy you gotta be to do a hit in traffic out the sunroof, bro? I know people be rapping about shit like that all the time, but you know how real crazy you gotta be to do a hit out the sunroof while you in traffic in the middle of the street? Wild as hell, bro. Like, what the f is wrong with y'all?
Continued through the South Claiborne intersection when another gunman began shooting from a second unidentified white vehicle in the right lane. After about 20 rounds were fired, the Lexus continued through the intersection and bumped into something, then veered right and crashed into a fence. The two unidentified white cars with the gunmen in them turned left onto South Claiborne. An 18-year-old passenger fled the Lexus after the crash, but was later transported by paramedics to the hospital, where he was treated for a single gunshot wound. Nearly an hour later, Omig would be discovered in the driver's seat with multiple gunshot wounds and would be pronounced dead at just 25 years old. A member of the 39ers named Black, real name Control Hickerson, would be charged with this murder. This incident would change Mal forever and make him hate members of the 39ers with a passion.
Yeah, that's usually how it be. You know, somebody get hit on your side, now you gotta get some get back.
Following the death of Omig, Mal really started to build a name for himself in the streets and became a feared killer. According to court testimony that took place when the 39ers were taken down by RICO charges, Mal was accused of killing a 39ers member named AP. This would cause Mal to become the 39ers' #1 target, and they would eventually come after him. On May 19, 2010, Mal and one of his friends named Lester Green were riding in a gray Acura near the intersection of South Rendon Streets when a red Chevrolet minivan pulled up and gunmen in the van fired over 26 rounds from an assault rifle at them. Lester was shot once in the head and was tragically pronounced dead at just 21 years old. Jamal was struck as well, but survived his injuries. 5 members of the 39ers, including the infamous killer Gregory Rabbit Stewart, were charged with this murder and attempted murder. Gregory would go on to testify in court what happened on this day and the events that caused them to target Mal.
And what neighborhood was Jamal from? The Calliope. Did the 3NG guys like T-Red or Rat? Did they ever tell you about the Calliope guys? Yeah. AP had got killed and Red used to always tell me like, man, I want that boy Mal, man, you know. Who was AP? He off 3rd and G. That's one of Rat and them partner. They believe that Mal had killed AP.
I just don't understand how he's gonna be a street nigga and say all this street shit and be outside every day. You really shooting at niggas, you really robbing niggas, you really doing everything you talk about. And then you go to the police and you snitch. And Black and White, you snitch and answer all these questions. I don't understand how you can look yourself in the mirror and be a man, bro. But I guess everybody turned when the years started getting in front of your face, I guess, right?
Yeah. So what happened the day that Mal and Lester got shot? Well, I seen Mal get out the car when Nelly got out the car. And I told Nelly, I said, man, listen, hold Mal up. Because Nelly know Mal too, because Mal was hanging in the 9th Ward too. I'm like, hold that boy up. I'm about to go get Red and them to kill that boy.
This incident would make Mal's hatred of the 39ers grow even further.
Man, why is there always some nigga named Man in the hood?
Following the attempt on his life, Mal would lose another loved one to the 39ers. On December 20th, 2010, Jerome Hampton, aka Man Man, and a New Orleans rapper named Magnolia Shorty were shot multiple times while seated inside a Chevrolet Malibu.
They shot
Both
the girl
were
up?
pronounced dead at the scene, as each suffered multiple gunshot wounds to the head and upper body. 5 members of the 39ers named Gregory Rabbit Stewart, T-Red, T-Bone, Rat, and Freaky were in a white Crown Victoria that was owned by Greg's girlfriend. The car was being driven by T-Bone, as the group was looking to locate Jerome Hampton. Once they found him, they pulled up near Jerome's car while it was in a parking lot of an apartment complex. Greg, T-Red, Rat, and Freaky exited their car and opened fire with several semi-automatic weapons, killing Jerome and Magnolia Shorty. While being fired upon, Magnolia Shorty, who was the driver of the Chevrolet Malibu, accelerated the vehicle, which then crashed into a wooden fence. According to the NOPD, there were over 50 spent shell casings at the scene of the murder. Jerome Hampton was a well-respected member of the Calliope and had a reputation for being a killer. Having recently returned home from prison, Jerome made it known that he was looking to kill Merle Ofrey, who was one of the highest-ranking members of the 39ers. Due to these threats, top 39er hitman Gregory Stewart and his associates were ordered to carry out this murder. With all of the pain that Mal dealt with at the hands of the 39ers, it's no surprise that he would do something crazy in response.
That don't get you no excuse. Oh my God, y'all tripping.
On July 28, 2018, Mal would allegedly carry out a horrific act. On this day, a 39er member named Jeremiah Lee was standing outside in a crowd outside Jazz DeCurry's lounge when 2 shooters arrived, one carrying a rifle and one armed with 2 pistols. As Jeremiah began to run away into the crowd, the shooters fired at him indiscriminately, not caring who else was hit as long as they took out their target. They were able to successfully kill Jeremiah, but they also killed 2 innocent bystanders in the process and injured 7 others. The 2 innocent bystanders that were killed were Taisha Watkins and Kershaw Jackson. Police believe that Jeremiah Lee allegedly killed a man named Kareem Dowell before his death, and this put a target on his back. Jeremiah had been shot in an incident prior to this, but survived. Following the mass shooting, the killers went to extreme lengths to cover their tracks. They ditched their stolen getaway car and set it on fire within 2 hours after the shooting. The police were clueless on who both shooters were, but Ma would ultimately be charged for it years later.
That's crazy. That's wild as hell. I don't even know what's going on.
Ma was eventually linked to this crime after the NOPD received a Crime Stoppers tip that Ma was one of the 2 gunmen in the shooting. Police later learned that he was already in jail in Jefferson Parish, where he was being held on a federal weapons charge and drug charges. In October of 2021, Ma was officially charged with 3 counts of second-degree murder and 7 counts of attempted second-degree murder. Man, this story was crazy. It's sad to see so many people lose their lives, especially the innocent people.
Folks' ass is tripping. I'm gonna just put it like that. I know the streets get deep. I know they killed a couple of your homies and you was just like, "F- man, I'm finna go out, I'm finna do what I gotta do," but you can't just be firing in the crowd and just not. That's bogus still, bro. Just cause you gotta op out there and you wanna catch that nigga so bad, don't mean you can just do whatever you wanna do to catch that nigga. Like, you still gotta do it by rules, bro. Cause now you got 2 other people that got hit, no longer here. 7 other people got hit. Hopefully they okay and don't got no life changing problems or no life altering issues that they gotta deal with for the rest of their life. And you just like, you want some hot nigga shit. You want some wild shit, bro. So shooting into crowds ain't cool. Shooting in houses ain't cool. Killing females and kids ain't cool. If you go do it to the nigga that you really got an issue with. As we always say, man, be a real stand-up nigga, man.